You can protect your prostate without putting your health at risk, but only if you understand what's really behind the fear around ProstaVive side effects. Because the truth is very different from what most people assume, and ignoring that difference is where the real danger begins. Prostate health is one of those topics that quietly scares a lot of men, not because of pain at first, but because of uncertainty. Frequent bathroom trips, weak urine flow, restless nights, pressure, discomfort, and that constant question in the back of your mind, is this going to get worse? When men finally look for solutions, they often run straight into another fear, side effects. Especially when they see headlines or comments asking if ProstaVive is safe, if it can cause problems, or if it hides risks no one talks about. That fear is understandable. Many men have been burned before by medications that promised relief but delivered a long list of unwanted consequences. Dizziness, sexual dysfunction, blood pressure issues, mood changes, dependency. So when a supplement like ProstaVive gains attention, the first reaction isn't hope, it's suspicion. And that's actually a good thing. Healthy skepticism protects you. What doesn't protect you is confusing supplements with drugs, or assuming that natural automatically means risk-free without understanding how and why something works. The real question isn't just, does ProstaVive have side effects? The real question is, compared to what? Compared to prescription medications? Compared to doing nothing? Compared to using products without transparency or clinical logic? That's where clarity starts. Let's talk honestly about risk. Every substance you put into your body has the potential to cause a reaction. Even water can be dangerous in extreme excess. So the idea that anything has zero risk is a myth. What matters is the level of risk, the type of risk, and whether that risk is predictable, manageable, and rare. ProstaVive was designed with a very specific goal: to support prostate health, using nutrients and plant-based compounds that the body already recognizes, rather than forcing hormonal or neurological changes like many drugs do. This is where a lot of confusion comes in. Prescription prostate medications work by altering biological mechanisms aggressively. Some block hormones. Others relax muscles by interfering with nerve signaling. These approaches can be effective for symptom control, but they often come with a cost because they interfere with systems far beyond the prostate. That's why side effects are common and sometimes severe. Reduced libido, erectile issues, fatigue, dizziness, and even depression are well documented with certain medications. ProstaVive works differently. It does not act like a drug. It does not attempt to override your body's natural processes. Instead, it focuses on supporting normal prostate function, healthy inflammation response, and cellular balance using ingredients that have been studied for their supportive role, not for forcing change. This distinction is critical, and it's often ignored in online discussions that lump everything together under the word treatment. So, are there ProstaVive side effects? For the majority of users, reported side effects are minimal or non-existent. Most men experience no adverse reactions at all. In rare cases, some individuals may notice mild digestive discomfort, such as bloating or sensitivity, especially in the first few days. This is not unusual when the body is introduced to new nutrients, particularly plant extracts. These effects tend to be temporary and fade as the body adapts. What you do not see associated with ProstaVive are the classic red flag side effects linked to medications. There are no reports of hormone suppression, sexual dysfunction, dependency, or neurological symptoms when used as directed. That's not by accident. That's the result of formulation choices that prioritize safety first. Another important safety factor is dosage. ProstaVive uses ingredient amounts that align with established research ranges, not megadoses designed to shock the body. More is not always better, especially when it comes to supplements. Responsible formulation means respecting how the body actually absorbs and uses nutrients. This dramatically reduces the risk of adverse reactions. There is also the issue of interactions. ProstaVive is not known to interfere with most common medications, but responsible use still matters. Men who are under medical supervision, especially those taking prescription drugs for blood pressure, hormones, or chronic conditions, should always review any supplement with their healthcare provider. That's not because ProstaVive is dangerous, but because transparency and coordination are part of smart health decisions. One of the strongest safety triggers around ProstaVive is what it does not contain. There are no synthetic hormones, no harsh stimulants, no hidden pharmaceutical compounds, no proprietary blends designed to obscure ingredient amounts. This matters more than most people realize. Many supplement-related risks come not from the idea of supplementation itself, but from poor manufacturing practices and lack of disclosure. ProstaVive avoids that by keeping the formula clear and traceable. It's also manufactured following strict quality standards, which reduces the risk of contamination, incorrect dosing, or inconsistent batches. Again, many horror stories about supplements trace back to low-quality production, not to the concept of nutritional support. Safety starts long before the capsule reaches your hand. Now let's address a fear that often goes unspoken. Some men worry that if a supplement helps, it must be doing something strong, and if it's strong, it must be risky. That logic comes from years of exposure to drug-based thinking. But the body doesn't always need force. Sometimes it needs support. Sometimes removing stressors and providing the right building blocks allows systems to rebalance naturally. That's the philosophy behind ProstaVive. Another common concern is long-term use. Men ask whether taking ProstaVive over months or years could cause hidden problems. Based on available data and ingredient profiles, long-term use at recommended dosages is considered safe for most adults. The ingredients used are not foreign to the body, and they do not accumulate in a way that creates toxicity. That's a key difference from substances that alter hormone levels or nervous system signaling. Still, honesty matters. No supplement is a magic shield. ProstaVive is not a cure, and it does not replace medical care. It is a support tool. Men with severe symptoms, sudden changes, pain, blood in urine, or rapidly worsening conditions should always seek medical evaluation. Using a supplement responsibly means knowing when support is appropriate and when professional diagnosis is necessary. The biggest risk surrounding ProstaVive may actually be psychological rather than physical. Some men delay action because they are paralyzed by fear of side effects. Others assume that if something is available without a prescription, it must be weak or ineffective. Both assumptions can lead to unnecessary suffering. Doing nothing has consequences too. Ignoring prostate health can lead to worsening symptoms, sleep disruption, stress, and reduced quality of life. Responsible language means acknowledging that individual responses vary. Age, diet, lifestyle, genetics, and existing conditions all influence how someone responds to any supplement. That's why results are never identical. But variability is not the same as danger. The absence of widespread, serious adverse reports is meaningful, especially when combined with transparent formulation and conservative dosing. It's also worth mentioning expectations. Some side effects people attribute to supplements are actually normal adjustment signals. Increased urination early on, for example, can sometimes reflect changes in fluid balance or inflammation response, not harm. Misinterpreting normal body signals as danger fuels unnecessary fear. ProstaVive is designed for men who want a safer, more natural approach before escalating to aggressive interventions. It sits in the category of prevention and support, not emergency treatment. That positioning alone reduces risk because it respects the body's pace rather than forcing rapid change. If you compare the risk profile of ProstaVive to common prescription options, the difference is significant. Medications often require warnings, monitoring, and strict compliance because the margin for error is narrow. ProstaVive's margin is wider because it works with the body instead of against it. That doesn't mean it's careless, it means it's cautious by design. Another safety aspect that matters is user behavior. Taking more than recommended does not increase benefits and can increase the chance of discomfort. Mixing multiple prostate supplements at once without understanding overlap can also create unnecessary strain. Safety is a shared responsibility between the product and the person using it. So, does ProstaVive carry risk? In realistic terms, the risk is low for healthy adults who follow directions. The potential benefits often outweigh the minimal chance of mild, temporary discomfort. Compared to pharmaceutical options, the safety profile is notably gentler. Compared to ignoring prostate health altogether, it may actually reduce long-term risk by supporting normal function earlier rather than later. The key takeaway is this: fear should be based on evidence, not assumptions. ProstaVive side effects are not a hidden threat waiting to appear. They are rare, mild when they occur, and largely avoidable with responsible use. The product's design emphasizes safety, transparency, and respect for the body's natural processes. If you're considering ProstaVive, the smartest move is not blind trust or blind fear. It's informed choice. Read the ingredients, understand how it differs from medication, listen to your body, and involve your healthcare provider if you have specific concerns. That combination is what real safety looks like. If you want to learn more or check the official details directly, click the official link in the description below. That's the safest way to access accurate information and avoid imitations. Take care of your health, make informed decisions, and thanks for spending this time with me.